All right, folks, what is going on? This is 648 of the First and Frame Rate Show. I am VF Baller, or we talk about Georgia Southern and Atlanta Falcons football. And today we're going to talk about the Pittsburgh Steelers coming into Atlanta, and they're going to be playing against the Falcons tomorrow. So episode 649 will be pretty much surrounded by that game, because I think they play like at 5:30, which is fairly early for us, because we usually get the show up around about 9:15 p.m. every evening. So we should have a pretty good bit of content to talk about on episode 649. But 648 is going to be somewhat of a preview, and to be quite honest, it looks like it's going to be a carbon copy of last game when they played against the Bengals. So I'm gonna give you my thoughts and opinions on the depth chart that has been released a couple days ago, and what I think what should happen in this game. So we'll just get into it. If this is your first time here, welcome. I can be found on YouTube and Rumble. I'm also on Spotify, Stitcher, Apple, and Google Podcasts. Stitcher is going to be going down within the next week or so. So if you're on Stitcher, please, can't tell you this enough, to move over to another podcast avenue, because Stitcher will be going down. They were bought out by XM Sirius, and I think they're going to be on Pandora as well. It's kind of weird what they're changing into, but nevertheless, I am in the process of fulfilling that void and put another podcast avenue up for you guys. Hopefully, if the process and everything goes through, we will be on another platform. So with that being said, I could be found on Twitter or X at VFBaller, and the website is firstandframerates.com. I am still in the process of working on the website. It's up and running. It's just I want to put more stuff on it. So it's a one-man show. So please bear with me. Maybe I need to hire someone to help me with the website. Wouldn't hurt. It would not hurt. So nevertheless, let's just go ahead and get right into this. The Falcons coming off of a 13-13 tie against the Cincinnati Bengals, and they're going to go and play against the Steelers. Last time we played against the Steelers, it was last year. We lost 19-16. One of those close games that we could have won, but it was about 13 games like that last year. So, but you know how it goes. But this is preseason, and a lot of new faces, a lot of guys in new places. And from what I'm seeing on the depth chart, I'm actually surprised that the depth chart is the way it is. I'm not sure if we're going to see the first team. If we do, I will be extremely surprised. I'm not really sure. If we do, it'll probably be one series once again. And I know it's going to upset some people. I know there's a certain radio host that was pretty upset about that, had to delete a tweet, but we're not going to talk about that person today. I just thought it was funny that, I will say this real quick. Desmond Ridder, I'm not going to say he's the real deal, but he is solid enough to take care of what we're trying to do. As of right now, I do feel confident giving him the reins of him, going out there and perform, and I think he's going to be all right. So I think a lot of people are just a little nervous, coming from Matt Ryan, and you saw what happened with Mariota, and there's no way I don't think that I don't think Desmond Ridder be any worse than Mariota. So let's chill out a little bit. But the first team is pretty much on the depth chart. I'm not sure. I don't see us playing the first team just for safety and health concerns. You want to get these guys ready for the regular season against the Panthers. And cut day is the 19th, but the 29th of August. So I expect to see a lot of other players coming in to try to impress the coaches, impress the staff, and see if they can make a spot on the team. So maybe we'll see a drive, maybe 2 drives. I'm not necessarily sure, but I would not be surprised if we don't see him at all. So with that being said, I don't expect much in this game. I don't expect much, but what I will say, I will tell you that there's a few guys that I'm looking on this depth chart that's probably fighting for a spot on the team. And I'm just going to, just go down a couple of names and give you my thoughts and opinions on them. For one, let's talk about the trenches. Let's talk about the offensive line. Tyler Vrabel, I'm looking at him, and I did not like what I've seen so far. But I really see him being on the chopping block. great name, come from a great football background, but I don't see him actually making any strides to actually stay on the team. To be honest, he hasn't outplayed Jalen Mayfield, which in some cases I kind of thought he would have been able to. So at right tackle, look like it's going to be McGarry to Mayfield. Vrabel is the outside guy looking in. As far as anybody else on that side, I don't see anyone else, but I'm pretty sure that we will probably end up seeing maybe one more person on that offensive line being dropped. There's other guys that are on the team that's probably going to end up making the team. I see Trevor Reed. He was just recently signed. I see him making the roster, even though he didn't show much. He just has more potential and more upside. And you kind of saw what you saw out of Vrabel. So outside of that, I don't see anyone else. Maybe Barry Wesley, but the one person that does stand out a lot is Tyler Vrabel. I don't see him making the team, and it kind of sucks. When you start going outside of the offensive side of the trenches, let's look at the tight ends. We got 6 on board. I would not be surprised if we try our best to keep all of these guys, because all 6 of them are actually pretty good. That's going to be tough, from Pitts, Hesse to Fitzpatrick, Jonnu Smith, Pruitt, and Fisk. Smith and Pitts are not going anywhere. Fitzpatrick has shown that he could play. He had a few catches in the preseason. I probably would like to see him on the team. He has stepped up big time because he was like a special teams guy last year, and he's kind of like moved forward to actually catching some passes. Parker Hesse could be the outside guy looking in, if I had to guess. And he did play okay as well. But when you're looking at the depth chart and everything, I can see Hess or Fisk could be one of the guys that they could drop. But it's a toss up on that. But I do like Fitzpatrick. His stock is going up, and I can see how that could play out. Now, when you look at receivers, we got a lot of them. We got 6, 7, 8, 9. Let's see, 7, 8, 9, 10 receivers on the depth chart right now. I do see Arcega Whiteside making the team. Kadero Hodge, I don't know. I didn't see much out of Kadero Hodge this preseason. I'm not sure about that. He is a fan favorite. Him and Mac Hollins are close, but I'm not really sure. Keelan Harris, didn't see much from him. One person I was kind of disappointed in is Zay Malone. Zay Malone dropped that pass in the end zone. It was not the best catchable ball, but that catch would have beaten the Cincinnati Bengals. And when you look at 2-minute drills, you look at ways to win games. You want guys on the team with some hands. And Zay Malone, I like him, but to be honest, you would probably see somebody like that on the chopping block. I think Penny Hart, Slade Bolden, maybe Max. I think those 3 guys are probably safe. I'm not 100% sure. Josh Ali, I don't know. But when it comes to guys who may be dropped, Zay Malone might be that guy. I didn't see much out of Penny Hart, but I do like him, even though he's a Georgia State Panther. I do like him, and I want to see him around. I think he does pretty good on special teams as well. And with our receiver situation, we can use all the receivers we can get, so we may just cut one. That's just my personal assessment. Fullbacks, I don't think the fullback is going to be touched. I think Smith and Rakovich is going to stay on the team. When it comes to running backs, we got 5 on the roster right now. Patterson, Algier, Bijan Robinson is safe. I cannot pronounce his last name, so I'm not going to do it. I'm just going to call him by his first name. Godwin looked really good with the second and third string. Carlos Washington looked good too, and there's a lot of high praise for Carlos Washington. One of these 2 guys will probably end up on the practice squad. I can see that pretty easily, because you got to think about it. Coach, he wants to run a 2 or 3 man running back situation like he did last year. We had Cordell Patterson, we had Tyler Algier, and we had the other guy. Oh man, I forgot his name. Oh, I just did an episode on him. But we had the third guy. He ended up tearing his Achilles, and he's gone. I mean, I know somebody in the comment section of the show will tell me, that's on YouTube, will let me know who he is. And goodness, I forgot his name. I'm not really good with names. That really sucks. So like I said, they try to run a 3-man show when it comes to running backs. So you got to think about it. Cordell Patterson, the sun is starting to set on him. Don't get me wrong. I think he's still very, very valuable for the rest of the season. but you got to understand that we could be in a situation where I don't see us drafting another running back coming in the following season unless something drastic happens. So one of these guys, Carlos Washington or Godwin, could possibly just be on the practice squad, just ready to go. And you just got to think about it, because I don't think we're going to re-sign Cordell Patterson after this year is over. When it comes to quarterbacks, I think all three quarterbacks are going to stay on the team. I don't see it's going to be really hard to to hold on to Logan Woodside. He looked really good. So that's going to be a tough one. Jumping over to the defense, let's look at the trenches once again. Start with the defensive linemen. We got three positions. We previously run like a hybrid 3-4, and we got a lot of guys here. A lot of guys. What I'm seeing here is Joe Gaziano maybe not making the team. Albert Huggins probably not as well. I do like Zach Harrison. Timmy Horn actually looked pretty good too. He could be a stock up type of guy. You also I don't see Laquel London. I saw him do a little bit. I think that was him on the field last game. He done a little bit of something, but I think Timmy Horn really showed what he can do. So between him, Joe Gaziano, I think Joe Gaziano is going to be beat out by Zach Harrison as far as the backup. Zach Harrison has been looking really, really good. So we're probably going to lose a handful of guys over there. I don't know, but it's just a couple of names that stand out right there. Let's see. Caden Ellis, the inside linebackers, go to inside linebackers, and we'll go from there. Inside linebackers, Caden Ellis is obviously he's going to be on the team. Him, Troy Anderson, Bud Dupree, Arnold Ebiketie, they're going to be the linebackers. Now, I'm going to tell you this right now. I'm not a really big fan of Arnold Ebiketie being an outside linebacker. I'm just not. I like him being an edge rusher. So if they're going to move him down on the line more, I think that's going to benefit him a lot. So I guess with the 3-4, he's going to be a little bit closer to the line, and that's going to be really good. Him and Bud Dupree should give a lot of pressure to the quarterback this upcoming season. Now, when you look at the other linebackers, I think Tay Davis played very well. Mike Jones Jr. is another one that played pretty good. Frank Genda, I'm not too sure. He's kind of a so-so. I don't know. D'Angelo Malone, I hate to say it, man. D'Angelo Malone's kind of been an outside guy looking in. Do I think they cut him? I'm not sure, but he's been the outside guy looking in. You let guys like Mike Jones and Tay Davis really set the stage. Nate Landman is another one, a guy that was undrafted last year that really stepped up to be the backup behind Troy Anderson. He looked pretty good in preseason as well. Ogun Deje is the backup for Arnold Ebiketie. I'm not sure. I thought he was injured, but I'm not sure. Can't remember. I have to go back and look. So the guys who stand out, Tay Davis and Mike Jones, I mean, these guys looking really good. So D'Angelo Malone, maybe this is the game that he comes in to play in preseason and be the guy that steps up for, I'm not going to say step up, but play more in this preseason game. When it comes to the cornerbacks, let's see. I don't see any issue with what I see on the cornerbacks. Breon Borders, so-so. He could be the only one I could really see that was a little so-so throughout the entire, preseason so far. He's probably gonna get more reps on the team on this game as well. DeMarco Helmers has made the team, and there's no, and Jalen Hawkins better be very worried. I think DeMarco Helmers made this team, and he's had a phenomenal preseason, and there's no way that they cut him. Bless Austin, didn't see much out of him. Jeff Okuda heard that he's going to be probably ready for week 1, so that's great. But you're probably going to see more DeMarco Helmers on the field. I think the rest of the guys, Mike Abernathy has played pretty good. Clark Phillips has been good. Mike Hughes has played fairly well. But Breon Borders, so-so. And I think that's pretty much it. The rest of the guys are okay. The other guys, Terrell Bates, Grant Alford, and Jeff Okuda, those guys are safe. They're not. I'll really be surprised if they cut any of those guys. But just looking at the guys that are behind them, Jalen Hawkins has been really quiet this preseason, kind of similar to D'Angelo Malone. Will they show up something in this game? So this is what I mean. Like, this game is going to be the deciding factor who's going to be, be moved off the team, in my opinion. So a lot of these guys are probably going to get a lot of playing time. So the guys that I named, they're going to be the ones you probably see more of this game coming up tomorrow. And it's going to be really interesting, So, but those are the guys that I named that I feel like they're going to be on the chopping block. I did name some guys who did step up. Like I said, Timmy Horn looked really good as a backup. You also had also John Fitzpatrick, the tight end, looked pretty good. Even Abernathy played okay. Cornell Armstrong wasn't bad either, and I can't say any much more about DeMarco Hellmans. So it's going to be really interesting to see how this plays out. So let me know what you guys think. I'm really, really interested to see how this goes. I'm going to be watching the game and give my thoughts and opinions, and the game is over tomorrow. And that's pretty much how it's going to be for tonight. If you like this commentary, hit the like button, share this podcast, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. What are you looking for in this game? I think all the guys that I mentioned are probably the ones I'm going to be looking at, seeing what they're going to be able to do, what they can pull off, if they're going to be able to make the team with their play. This probably like their last chance to show what they can do. And also they may be showing off what they can do for other teams that may pick them up if they do happen to get cut. So it's always an audition when you're in the NFL. So it's going to be really interesting to see. So I could be found on YouTube and Rumble, also on Spotify, Stitcher, Apple, Google Podcasts. Find your way off of Stitcher by the end of the week, because Stitcher's going to be going down, and try to find another avenue to have the podcast on. So we'll see that from there. I could be found on Twitter or X at VF Baller. Over there, I'll talk about things that don't really make it to the show. And also, the website is firstandframerates.com. All right, y'all, I'm going to get up out of here. You guys enjoy the rest of your evening, and we'll be back to talk about the last preseason game of the season, and we'll just go from there. All right, y'all. Y'all be blessed. Y'all take it easy. All right, y'all. Peace.